So Mike reporting for ESCKAZ.com with the Estonian delegation, Victor Crone, and also Stig Rästa, the songwriter. Victor, how's it going, my friend?
Very good. Happy to be here in this huge, what to say, circus?
No, circus, maybe bubble. We'll call it a bubble.
Bubble is better, but it's a good one though. Happy to be here.
Okay, so you rehearsed for the first time today on the big stage. We saw mostly green backdrop in the press room because apparently there's some great big production coming. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, I guess you've seen some of it, like I'm up on a mountain somewhere climbing and such, but yeah, we put some time into doing the overlay thing, so to speak. So and it was overall the experience was an experience being on stage, and this bigger than I expected.
And have you been up to anything in Tel Aviv so far? What have you been thinking? Nothing? I heard you were going surfing, maybe?
Well, I would love to. We arrived late last night.
Yeah, we arrived like 1 a.m.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah.
right,
So it was straight to bed, and this morning we had some good breakfast, and straight here.
Okay, cool. So, guys, I'm going to come on to some songwriting questions now because I've got you both here. So, really, can you tell me a bit more about the creation of the song, how that came about, where your craft comes from, what your influences are, and yeah, and then we'll follow on from that. Stig.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the influences, but we're writing songs for almost 3 years now together in Tel Aviv, Estonia. So basically, we've been learning each other how we write stuff, and well, the influence comes from each other actually. So he brings something in, I bring something in. We have another writers actually, so we just work in the small team base like all the time. And
do you find the process is organic? Do you just kind of go into a room and everything kind of just comes together, or do you have to work at certain aspects?
We would like to say it does, right? Sometimes, yeah. Like it's always from.
Yeah, it's like
coaster.
We've been writing like probably we have 20 songs together already. Mm-hmm. Some of them pop out that we start working more. Some of them we listen to it later, like, oh, maybe not work with this one, maybe work with this one. So
I do think like the Eurovision thing, that's like the ESCKAZ where we had like a timeline.
Yeah.
So it was like it has to be finished.
So did you feel under pressure then? Did that rush you to?
I say that's a good thing this time actually, because we had like a time. We have to send it in at this time, this hour, and
this is always good actually at the time.
Yeah.
Because I guess we're both a bit well, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
so you need to be put under a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, then we work much better actually.
Okay, cool. So, as we've got someone from Sweden here, what do you think that the Swedish songwriting industry really has almost taken over Eurovision in the last few years? There are so many Swedish written songs, and everything, is kind of a lot Swedish influence. How do you feel about that? I know you're going to probably say, yeah, it's great, but do you think it's pushing other songwriters out from other nationalities? Or?
Definitely, yeah. This is something we need to. It pushes us to be much better as well. But I think the Eurovision thing, like Melody Festival in Sweden, is such a big thing, and has been for like over I don't know how many decades. So it's kind of this subcultural machinery that everyone's like working on it, and they have a lot of songs, a lot of songwriters all the time. So this is how it gets big. And even though Estonia is a small country, it kind of starts to go this way as well. Like the Eesti Laul is becoming a very big thing, and everyone's pushing it really hard and trying to become better all the time. So
that's one thing I have to say. Being in Estonia now for 3 years, there's so many talented like musicians and songwriters. Like it's.
Yeah, for me personally, I think that sometimes there are a lot of delegations that actually they import the Swedish songwriters and they present that as a Eurovision song, and I think some people are missing out because of that. And you maybe like to comment on that.
Did you mean that other songwriters from other countries?
Yeah, so other delegations they take a song from Sweden and then present that as a Eurovision song, and because Sweden is so successful as.
I don't know really how it goes, but I think always the best song should be in it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't, but I know that Sweden has a lot of, like Stig said, a lot of good songwriters.
Yeah.
But it should never be just because you're Sweden you get to that would be weird.
So changing tack slightly, songwriters usually are in the background. Obviously you're on stage this time, but what would you do to change Eurovision that songwriters get more prominence and more recognition?
I actually don't feel it that they get little recognition. I think they get a lot. So the main focus is always on the singer, no matter what. But the people who work on the area, like the songwriting and this production and music business, they actually always know the songwriters, and that's fine. I think the songwriters actually want to be on the background. Yeah. They don't want that much of recognition. Cool. In my opinion. Otherwise, they would sing it themselves.
Okay, cool. So, final question, and I'm still on songwriters. Apart from yourselves, obviously, who would your dream collaboration be with to write a song with? Stig first.
You mean in the whole wide world?
Anyone. You can pick any name at random. He's got a chance to think about it. Oh
yeah. So I would like to.
Maybe who you admire most?
Sia from Australia.
Okay,
yes.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good answer. And Victor?
John Lennon.
John Lennon. Okay. Okay, we'll get him from the grave, and yeah, we can bring him out. Yeah, he can help you. Guys, lovely to speak to you. Thanks very much. That's really interesting. Thanks a lot. Cheers.